or is in the service now may stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, the national anthem. They may salute with their caps on or off, and if they wish, they can put their hand over the heart. Everybody else can stand, put their hand over the heart. Now, for you new recruits, you might start learning this. On your command, there's two parts of your command. The preparatory command, which tells you what you're going to do, and your command of execution, which is the second part. When I give attention, please stand up, everybody. Okay, hut! Respect! Hard! Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance and please stay standing for the national anthem. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets spread glare, the boats bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Order! Halt! Like I said before, everybody should have their hand over their heart or saluting if they were a veteran or it's a veteran now. Thank you.
Roll call. Mr. Borthwick.
Here.
Mr. Duffy. Mr. Martin. Present. Mr. Lush.
Here.
Mr. McAndrew.
Present.
Mr. Norton. Mr. Vogel. Mr. Schuster.
Here.
Mrs. Dixon.
Present.
9 present.
Now, Mr. Ahern?
Good evening to the Board of Directors. I did have a chance a little bit beforehand to talk to the seniors going into the military. So I won't repeat that to them, what I said. But I would like to point out Dr. Cameleon has been a special friend to the veterans. As you all know, we're building a park down near the stadium, cooperated fully with that. We come here every year, and you can see why we're so excited. We come here and honor these seniors. And again, we started this 3 years ago on Dr. Cameleon's watch. So she promotes patriotism in the school district, and we like that. And I'm sure that you like that, and our community likes that. You know, around America, there's thousands of school districts. Some of those school districts, in an entire school district with one or more high schools, they don't get even one student, one senior entering into the military. And that's okay. We're not criticizing that because it's an all-volunteer military that we have in America. But how about this? We have 18 students entering the military from our senior high classes from the Scranton School District. We appreciate that. We appreciate the school district. We appreciate their parents, our community, for encouraging them to do something which we feel will be something that will help them throughout their life. Now, I would like to introduce the veterans who I brought here with me tonight. We have Jim Couchoir. Jim's commander of VFW Post 25. Bob Cameleon, Army veteran. Jim's an Army veteran. Joe Sylvester. How about the way Joe says the Pledge of Allegiance? We love that pledge, Joe. Thank you so much. Wally Evans, Army veteran. And John Wozniak happens to be my nephew, Air Force veteran. So thank you guys for coming here. Now what I'd like to do is read off the names of, we have some students who could not make it tonight. They have jobs. So that comes first. I'd like to read off their names so that they're part of the record, if you don't mind. And let's see, well, after I read these names off, then we'll give them a hand and we'll move on. Mia Rios is from Scranton High School, and she's going into the Navy. Christian Carrera is from Scranton High. He's going into the Army. Isaiah Lee is from Scranton High. He's going into the Army. And Nicholas Bellis is from West Scranton High School, and he's joining the Navy. So let's give them a nice hand for that. Okay, at this time, before I call up the seniors who are going into the military, I'm going to ask Jim Couchoir from VFW Post 25 to speak to these students a little bit and their parents. Jim is the commander of our local VFW post. Jim?
I want to thank each and every one of you and the students for giving me this opportunity to be here today. To be part of this honor. This is truly an honor. I am the commander of the VFW Post 25, which is the 25th VFW in the country. And we represent all our fallen comrades who we went through a tough weekend for Memorial Day. And here we are today to give honor and respect to those students who stepped up to the plate and chose to go into the military. I was a graduate of the United States Army. I was a 3-year graduate, and I'm a very proud veteran that I can be here standing here speaking to you. You students, you're not students anymore. You're going into the military. You are going to get a degree from a college and be part of a team that their graduates have learned the true meaning of what honor, respect, and dignity is about. You're going to take this course, and you will get a course and an education more than they'll ever find at the University of Notre Dame or at Harvard or at Yale or even at Penn State. We as the veterans salute you for taking this great step of being part of the same symbol as we all were. There's your symbol right there, the American flag. You're going to get an education that will way beyond that you can imagine. And as Pat said, it will continue when you get out of the service. I am the commander of a VFW, that is Veterans of Foreign Wars, and I hope you can come over and join as a veteran. Because if you are a regular member, a veteran of foreign war, that means you served in war. And I hope you never see war. And that was all of our dreams that served in the world, going back to the world, from World War I all the way up to the present Iraq and Afghanistan and the Vietnam War. We thought that would be the war that would end all wars. And you will get an education that is well worth the time that you are going to put in. I was standing over there talking with the other veterans, and we're looking at you, and we could all look at you and look at your faces and say to you, we know what you're going to go through. And trust me, you won't do it alone. nothing to be afraid of. You've got honor and respect. You'll be respected to the fullest. And when you graduate from the Army, Marine, Air Force, Navy, Coast Guard, whatever branch you serve, you are with an elite group of people. And we look forward to do a follow-up on each and every one of these. To see how you're doing. Whenever you're gotten away, if you write to your parents, and we'd like some veteran to write to you, we'd be glad to. You're not doing it alone, because all of us veterans that came home and got the education, we're in wars, we're in the sideline cheering for you. So we salute you, and I can't go on without not only saying enough, not only for the parents who got you to this step of coming to school, and then your teachers took over, and you as the school board directors, you got them to this level. You all have a lot to be proud of. The parents, they're your children, and we are the veterans, and we're proud of you. We don't have to wish you luck, we just wish you success. And remember one thing, we all love you, we're in your corner. Thank you.
Okay, our first senior, Daniel Acosta. Where's Daniel? He's going into the Marines. Thank you. And we have Katie Baldoni joining the National Guard and also from Scranton High School. We have Jeffrey Bello. He's from Scranton High School and he's joining the Marines. Daisy Dominguez from Scranton High School joining the Marines. Michaela McDonald from Scranton High School joining the Marines. John Randazzo from Scranton High School joining the Marines. Destiny Goditis from Scranton High School joining the National Guard. Kyle Snyder from Scranton High School joining the National Guard. Natalia Martinez from West Scranton High School joining the Marines. Zayna Williams from West Scranton High School joining the Marines. Alejandra Otero from West Scranton High School joining the Marines. Caleb Mariano from West Scranton High School joining the Army. And Katie Fontini from West Scranton High School joining the Army. Now for the parents and the kids, what we're going to do here now, I'm going to excuse you. We're going to go out into the cafeteria and we can get some pictures out there if you want, a group picture or a picture with the veterans, whatever you like, okay? So thank you and congratulations. Thank you to the school board. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rayner. Ms. Thorpe, we're getting continued with the work session now. Mr. Laffey, budget update.
Good evening. On your place, there should be a packet of information for the April 30th budget for that first actual update. The first section we'll go through is our local revenue. The first section that we'll go through is our local revenue sources, and this is through the first 4 months of 2019. Locally, the taxes that we've received so far this year are $40,887,853. That consists of our real estate, our Act 511 wages, occupational tax, duty transfer, business privilege, and mercantile. That same amount as compared to last year was $38,907,985. So we're up by $1,979,000. A lot of that could be have to do with timing of disbursements. However, real estate is up $1,364,000 compared to that same time last year. And obviously the school board district levy taxes this past budget year of 3.6%. So I attribute some of that increase to that Act 1 index levy. In the month of April, we also closed on the sale of our delinquent taxes. That was in the amount of $4,630,000, which was about $180,000 over our budget amount. So there's a positive there, and obviously that's one transaction per year. The next largest piece of our local is our miscellaneous revenue. In total, we budget just over $1,120,000. That consists of 3 different areas: stop loss reimbursements for $400,000, a food service transfer of $445,000, and other miscellaneous revenue of $275,000. Currently, right now, we're showing $469,000 as miscellaneous revenue. The food service transfer has not taken place yet. That typically happens at the end of the school year, where all our costs are calculated and the transfer is made then. Of the $469,000 that we're showing, the largest piece of that is attributed to about $285,000 of stop loss reimbursements. So, we're looking to reach that $400,000. Overall, the local revenue for the first 4 months is $46,365,000 on a budget of $69,125,000, or 67% of our budget. I would say that things are coming in as planned, as budgeted so far for the first 4 months. The next page will show your state sources of revenue. Through the first 4 months, the basic ed and special ed subsidy have been received as scheduled, and that totals $14,567. And we are set. We actually already did receive our next basic ed funding on May 31st. It just came at the end of last week. Transportation subsidies have been received so far this year, $703,000. We also received our subsidy report, which lists our pupil transportation subsidy for the 18-19 school year. So it's showing that we will receive $1,139,000 on a budget of $1.2 million. So just a little short, but pretty close to that mark. So that's good to hear. And we should receive our next subsidy for transportation in June. One of the largest pieces of the puzzle for 2019 from a state source was the $60 million right-of-way block grant supplemental, and that was to be paid in 2 installments. We have received our first $3 million on schedule back in February, and we anticipate receiving the remaining balance in June as planned. All of our retirement and Social Security reimbursements have been received on schedule in 2019, and we anticipate that our first quarter of 2019 reimbursement will be received in June as well, so there's no concern there at this time. Overall, state receipts total just shy of $25 million, $24,952,000 on a budget of $84,507, and we represents about 30% of our budget so far as being collected. The next page will be your federal revenue sources. At our last meeting, we presented, we weren't showing any title reimbursements at that time. There was a slight delay in some of those. In the month of April, we started receiving those funds, and we have received $811,000 for all of our title programs thus far. The budget total for title is $6,032,000. We will be submitting a kind of like a catch-up request that they can expedite payments, because typically what happens is the quarterly report is filed. Because we wouldn't receive funds at that time, no report was required, but they've acknowledged that, you know, we are in need of some catch-up contributions. So I envision probably by the next time we're presenting in front of you, we will have more of that for you. Again, overall federal revenues of $881,000, on a budget of $6,982,000, just about 13% of our budget's been collected. One of the bigger pieces of funding for 2019 was our other sources, which consisted of a sinking fund transfer. There was money set aside in the 2014 note sinking fund that would be budgeted and utilized to pay the principal and interest. That has occurred in April as scheduled, and the next one is set to occur in October. So that as planned is working appropriately. The budget also included a shortfall of $3.6 million, which we anticipated needing a working capital borrowing. As we last met, the proposed state budget, governor's budget could potentially net the district in calendar year 2019 just around $3.3 million more in additional revenue. We're hoping that if that was to come through, that the need for any borrowing and the interest and principal that I budgeted for on the expenditure side wouldn't be necessary, and looking at hopefully a year where borrowing is not required. In total, we've collected $72,199,000 of our budget of $166 million, or just about 43%. So as of right now, I'm happy to report everything seems to be coming in as we planned. Do you have any questions on the revenues? It works as a reimbursement. We expend the dollars, we request a reimbursement. There was a change to the budget paperwork, and it kind of delayed a little bit, but the funds are coming in as scheduled. Okay. So following there, we have our budget summary reports, which are printed out from our CSIU software. So those are the next 3 pages. It's just a recap of exactly what I just went through. If you go over to the page following CSIU, you'll see the expenditure budget for the Scranton School District broken out by function, from instruction all the way down to your debt service. So far this year, we've expended $22.8 million of our salary budget, just about $68 million. We appear to be on schedule with our salaries, which obviously is our largest expenditure. Healthcare so far this year, pension and FICA all appear to be in line with where we anticipated them to be at the beginning of the year. One of the helps with healthcare this year was we, through some changes to prescription plans, we engaged the groups to increase our our prescription rebates, and that has materialized. We have seen that, so our rebates for prescription have increased, and we are showing that. Overall, we've expended $47,885,000, and we've encumbered another $924,000 of accrued payables, or just about 29.4% of our budget. Our receipts have, just as some of the last month, our receipts have obviously surpassed our expenditures to date, but that's not uncommon for this time of year. When I report to you in May, you'll see a large debt service payments. In June, we have a few debt service payments, so that will catch up soon, but it's not uncommon to see that this early. There's some areas that we're going to keep an eye on. Some of our contracted costs for special ed are trending a little higher than we anticipated. We increased the budget for contracted services by about $300,000 last year. So we're keeping an eye on that there. And as I reported last month, some of our maintenance for repairs and maintenance and supplies in that department is at about 55% of their budget so far this year. There obviously was some some difficult weather and things like that earlier in the year, so we're keeping an eye there as well. But other than those two areas, I don't see too many major areas of concern at this time. So that would be my presentation for this evening. I'd be happy to take any questions. Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Lappin.
Okay, under budget finance, under consent, we have a resolution for the approved bill list. Again, under consent, the approval for the exception bill list. Resolution to approve delinquent tax reports under consent. Approve the treasurer's report under consent. Approve the depository sale under consent. Approve the budget transfers under consent. And as far as the resolutions are concerned, on B6, the superintendent of schools and the budget and finance committee present the following resolution for your consideration. Be resolved that the treasurer's report. Pardon me?
That's the meeting.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, under the regular meeting. And a resolution to approve award workman's comp third-party administrator, a resolution to approve the tax assessment appeal, and a resolution to approve tax exempt property settlements.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Pople. Director Duffy? Do you have a question, Mr. Director Schuster?
We got a couple different bids for the workman's compensation. I don't know if you'd like to, the board would like to go run through those bids. I mean, I did see there was some unknowns there that I feel.
We received 5 bids in total. We have a summary that we provided for you that breaks out each company's proposal to us, starting with their annual, what we call flat fee, and also any additional expenditures related to hourly rates for nurse case management, medical bill claim reviews, peer reviews, pharmacy reviews, travel times, and case management. It also lists the savings fee. That fee is the lower the number, it's actually more beneficial to the school district. Any repricing of any invoices, they would take a lower percentage of the savings as a cost to them. So we presented that, and there was 5. And we'll be recommending Excalibur Management this evening with a $45,000 claim cost and a $12,000 nurse case management cost for a total of $57,000. That's all inclusive and includes all our fees.
Yeah, that's what it seemed to me. There was some, see below, and there's associated costs with those. I mean, I would assume that they'll go well over $30,000.
Based off our first calculations, yes.
Okay.
And I think the set fee cost, even if we experience a bad year, we at least know we can target and budget for it appropriately.
Yes. All right, thank you. That answers my question.
Any other questions? Okay. Director Duffy?
Thank you, Madam President. Under Community Relations, I have a resolution to approve the Lackawanna College advertising agreement. That will be the only thing I have.
Director Norton?
Under education, you have a resolution to approve the ATSI plan for Scranton High, West High Trip and West Intermediate. Resolution to approve 2019-2020 school calendar. Resolution to honor Caesar, Acosta Skills USA medalist, gold medal in computer systems, cybersecurity, and will attend a national competition in June. A resolution to approve permission to attend the Scranton High School field trip.
I have a question. Are all of these to be on the consent agenda?
what I'm saying is, are these all under the consent agenda?
Yes.
Or are we, okay.
Yes. and
Now, we added that
consent
D4 to that consent agenda?
D4 under education, yes, I was just bringing that to the screen. That's the screen.
That's the screen time.
Okay.
So, excuse me, Dr. Chair, so the vote to honor the young man is under consent, but he will be honored at the regular meeting,
Yes.
or recognized, I should say.
And are we doing the presentations of
So
the
we'll
meeting?
pull the resolution
Now?
from
No,
the
no,
Yes,
You don't have to.
Now? Or, okay.
Okay.
yes.
So we're calling
The principals,
Yeah.
all right, here, we're gonna start with Joe Lally. Are you there?
May I? I'm sorry.
It's all right.
A lot of things are going on. I have one other question, if it is intended to be under the consent agenda. With approved permissions to attend, there is one person listed here that I believe is on leave. Is this simply something that is required and this person will be attending?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
So we're calling the principals up now to present the
Yes,
plan.
and Joe Lally is going to give us Mr. Lally?
Good evening, school board, Dr. Karen.
Good evening, Joe.
Behind me are the fellow colleagues that have worked on the ATSI plans. We will be brief. I just have a brief introduction of what the plans were, how it was formed, and then we'll go into each individual school, okay? Behind you on the screen should be